What up, Wolfpac? It's your boy Tony. We back with another one. That boy NF is back with his new track called Hope, which means new album on the way, which means new fire reactions on the way. So I found NF like a couple years ago, and I did the search, and the beat drop literally like startled me. And Tommy commented on it. Tommy Profits is a producer. I didn't even know it was him. Somebody was like, bro, Tommy produced the track. I'm like, oh, snap. So that was pretty dope. So if you're new here, check out the NF playlist. I started the search, but then I go back. So he's different, man. He's different to me. The storytelling, the flow, the cadence, he can slow it down, he can speed it up, he can make you cry, he can make you, you know what I'm saying, angry. He can, you can feel all of the emotions. That's why he say NF real music, because it's about real emotions and things like that. That's why people relate to him so much. I think what separates him is that even if you didn't know the whole storyline that he has within his music videos, you can hear the song and be like, that's dope. But then when you add the storyline onto it, it's like, damn, that's really dope, because it's like a little interconnected world that he has with his mansion and all of that, and fear and all of that stuff. So pretty dope. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Follow the boy on Twitter. Join the Patreon if you're up for it. Follow the boy on TikTok. All the links will be in the description below. And if you're new here, check out the NF playlist. So let's just get right to it, man. I'm excited. I'm going to go through it one time because I got to hear everything first. And then I'll go back and I'll try to point out things that I see and break, or, because I know it got to be in here. I got to be a video with a bunch of little breadcrumbs and stuff. So, Wolfpac, let's go.
Oh, yeah, I'm on my way, I'm coming.
Sing it, mate.
Don't lose faith in me. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul.
Is he in white?
30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong, nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my album.
All the people screaming my album.
What's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says. Standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is tucking their toe between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can.
Right.
Being brave enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit, cause they rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing what a little bit of faith can't do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done did things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation. Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in. They get it.
pushed him into the mansion. He's in the mansion. You know you don't like opening up them doors, Nate.
Pain's a necessary evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand, it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit my bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a perfect example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did.
What?
Wake up every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Standing by the window, questioning if that is ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about. Don't get it twisted. That was in a shot. Mama, I forgive you. I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of hate, 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of faith, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of hate, 30 years of baggage, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of change, 30 years of patience, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never evolve. I know I can change. We are not enough. We are not the same. You don't have the heart. You don't have the strength. You don't have the will. You don't have the faith. You'll never be loved. You'll never be safe. Might as well give up. Not running away. You don't have the guts. You're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge. I'm taking the reins.
What? Bro, this is what I'm talking about. When he said, I don't know if I'm making movies or shooting music videos, he wasn't lying. Like that was theatrical as hell. And I loved it. I had breadcrumbs from the previous videos that he's been in. Had him in the cage from Outcast in there, but he's like older now. He still has the key, so he just hasn't let himself out. In one of them rooms, he falls into the mansion. He walks into one room. It's Nate there with all the burdens. And he like, nope, don't want to go in there. Don't want to be with that. The balloons represent his burdens. Opens the other door, it's Outcast, him in the cage. Nope, don't want to go in there because now he's old and he still has the key. But it's like he was having a inner struggle up there. It was almost like a symbiote, like Venom, you know, on Spider-Man. It's like when Nate was yelling and talking, it's like the other personality was coming out, was like trying to tell him, like, you'll never be able to do this. Like, you can't change. I think he said you can't evolve. But at the end, Nate says, I hold the reins. Like, I got the control over it. That was dope. That was crazy. Like, the build up, the production, that was awesome. That was awesome. Now I got to go back and we got to see what's going on. I love it that he went to the mansion and everything. Like, that was so dope. The fact that he's in white, he is hope. So Nate in white is hope, and I take Nate in black as hopeless. So in the beginning, we finna start, and I'm finna start breaking it down right now. Let's go. This finna be so exciting.
Yeah, I'm on my way. I'm coming.
No, but I need the lyrics now.
Don't lose faith in me.
So almost.
I know you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul.
So almost like right here, it's almost like hope is singing to Nate, like saying, like, I know you've been waiting for me, but don't worry, I'm on the way. I'm coming. Like, hope is coming. But you can see how far away hope is from the mansion, because he's looking for directions. I think he's looking for directions to the mansion to get to Nate. So Hope is not even in Nate's head. Like he won't even allow that thought to come in. So dope. That is so dope. That is so dope. So dope.
30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong. Nature had a great run.
Nate, you had a great run.
It's time to give the people something different. So without further ado, I like to introduce my album. My album. Hope. What's my definition of success?
They go crazy with that beat. Okay, Little Steph. Nate, you had your chance, but now I'm giving the people something different. And I'm giving them my album. But you hear a darker voice saying my album. And that's the same voice that was, I'm going to call him Hopeless Nate in the black. So you got Hopeful Nate, Hopeless Nate. Hopeless Nate is saying, it's my album. And Nate is saying, it's my album, Hopeful Nate. And he says, it's called Hope. I love that. That's so dope. And then the beat switch, the transition is just amazing.
My album. Hope. What's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says. Standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is. Tucking their toe between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. Being brave enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit because they'd rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing what a little bit of faith can do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done did this.
What a little faith can do. If you don't believe in you, why would you expect anybody else to believe in you? Like, you got to have a little faith in yourself. And everything he's describing as success is what he's done. Turn down a bigger profit because you believe in your work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you turn down this and turn down that because you've stuck to your guns and who you are. You have not changed for public perception.
Things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that.
That's a bar. That was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that because he is hope. So at first I had no hope, he was hopeless. And now he is hopeful.
Years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept.
All the burdens.
Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation.
I love that. Walking all free, all the burdens is he's talking about, but you can see how freely he's walking because he's not carrying that baggage. He's not carrying all them balloons around.
Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in them. They get it.
I love it. I really do. My mind is a home. What song is that? It sounds so familiar, but y'all can let me know. But the lyrics are meaningful. My legs are broken, but I'm chasing perfection. My mind is a home I'm trapped in. That's what he calls the mansion. I feel like I've heard. Is that? It gotta be. It gotta be. But he's basically saying I'm trapped inside my own thoughts. Like I'm trapped inside of my own head. That's the mansion that he lives in. Mansion.
Necessary evil, difficult to go.
That is the song off of. Damn, I can't think of the name of it, but I think they do say, or I think she does say, it's lonely inside this mansion. If I'm wrong, y'all let me know, but I love it.
Necessary evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand, it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a good example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did.
So he acknowledged his son. He said having kids will make you really step back and see. But he said some people think having a mental breakdown is a bad thing, but I say without hitting rock bottom and having that mental breakdown, I wouldn't have never became the person that I am. I wouldn't be the artist that I am. I wouldn't be able to put out the music and the pain and relate to people like I do if I'd never been in their shoes and been there and let them feel like I'm there with you because I've been there. I love it. I love it. Now this is my favorite part right here.
Wake up every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Standing by the window questioning if that is ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about, don't get it twisted, that was in a shot. Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running, 30.
He said, like, I wake up every day and tell my son I love him because I don't want him waiting by the window looking for me. Like I was looking for my mom's. He got the song, Why Did You Leave Us? Or How Could You Leave Us? And I cried like a baby when I reacted to that. But he was saying, Mama, that's not a shot at you. I'm just letting you know, and I'm just letting him know. That's not something he's going to ever have to feel like he wasn't enough to stay around.
Shot, Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of hate, 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of fate, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of hate, 30 years of badness, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of change, 30 years of patience, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never revolve. I know I can change. We are not enough. We are not the same. You don't have the heart. You don't have the strength. You don't have the will. You don't have the faith. You'll never be loved. You'll never be safe. Might as well give up. Not running away. You don't have the guts. You're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge. I'm taking up. I'm taking up. Reigns.
That's so dope. But you can see he's going, and as he's labeling off like 30 years of what he's been doing, the hopeless Nate, what he's been doing, 30 years of running, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of pain, 30 years of anger. Like he's naming off all these bad burdens he's held on to, all these balloons he's held on to, and like he's like getting angrier, and you can hear like the hopeless Nate comes in and says, "Hey," and then he keeps going, 30 years of this, 30 years of that. And then hopeless Nate comes in and says, "Nate," like trying to get his attention, like you're not getting rid of me. Like this is not gonna happen. You're not strong enough. Like you'll never be loved. You'll never be great. So you might as well give up. And he's like, and he's telling hopeless Nate, "You're the one that's afraid. I killed fear already. I already did that. I already escaped the mansion because I got the keys. I've done this. Like you're the one that won't change." And just as he's about to say, like, "I got the reins," hopeless Nate is saying, "No." Like, he doesn't want him to have control. And then he reins in his anger and says, "Reigns." So simple, but yet so effective, bro. So dope.
Twisted, that was in a shot. Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be
But just
enough.
watch.
30
At
years
first
of
it's
running,
just
30
Nate,
years of searching,
and
30
then the
years
other
of
one
hurting,
comes
30
in.
years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of hate, 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of fate, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of 30 years of baggage, 30 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never revolve. I know I can change. We are not enough. We are not the same. You don't have the heart.
We are not enough. We are not the same. I'm not you. You don't have the strength.
You don't have the strength. You don't have the will. You don't have the faith. You'll never be loved. You'll never be safe. Might as well give up. Not running away. You don't have the guts. You're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge. I'm taking up.
I'm the one in charge.
Reigns.
So Hopeless neighbor saying, I'm the one in charge here. Like, no, you don't. No, you're not. So dope. That's like what I could watch that a million times. So Wolfpac, y'all tell me what y'all think about that, man. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Patreon. Follow me on TikTok. If you're new here, subscribe, turn on them notifications, and check out the NL playlist. That was, damn, that was good, yo. That was like a movie. Like, I could watch that. Like, a full movie. So dope. Wolfpac. We'll be back. Let's go.